Hey folks, Vinya here. I haven't gotten around to making new video content since my name change, so here's my attempt to change that. Welcome to the first Vinya Corner. Unlike my past direct style videos, the Vinya Corners are meant to be more casual looks into what I've been developing recently, so they won't quite have the same presentation vibe. However, this does mean I'll be able to produce them much more quickly. I'm making a personal vow to show my progress with these videos around every 2 weeks. I really hate leaving folks in the dark like I have for the past several months, and I'm hoping this will remedy that. Oh, and part of that is finally giving myself a proper mascot. Though I guess they're a bit more of a persona. Say hello to Phoebe. They're a ghost that's haunting a game console that never made it past the production phase. The Vinya system. Kinda makes you think of those old creepypastas, huh? But don't worry, they're just here to blabber on about some video games. I'm still working on the aesthetics of these videos, so I hope you don't mind if it turns out a little messy this first time around. Ah, right, but that's not necessarily why you all are here today. You're all here for my most recent contribution to Zetta's 2prints Sky presentation, where I showed a trailer with a lot of new info about upcoming Rivals of Aether workshop content. I just announced 3 very big things. My 6th fighter, Castle Guide, from Welcome to GameCube World, a confirmation of development for a definitive rework of Shy Guy, and a definitive version of Venom SST is nearly complete. Let's tackle these one at a time. First, you might be wondering who Castle Guide even is. Which is a fair question. This may be the most obscure non-OC fighter being added to Rivals Workshop that I know of. I'll go more in detail for their presentation, but they come from a tech demo for the Nintendo GameCube, which was given as part of development kits for developers to use, named Welcome to GameCube World. The many fans also refer to it simply as Peach's Castle. This red arrow is what you play as on this tour, showing what the GameCube was capable of, effectively being the guide for the castle. It's also good to keep in mind another more famous tech demo, Super Mario 128, the showcase that had 128 Marios interact at the same time, as it's also referenced here. Let's take a look at how Castle Guide plays so far. Please keep in mind that the fighter is still very much in development, and things are subject to change. So first off is, of course, the jab. It's a pretty normal one too, but you may recognize, this is probably the most recognizable animation from Castle Guide. It's the door knock, and that actually is also referenced in forward air. Another referential move that I made sure to add into the trailer is up tilt. So what happens if you don't hold the button down? And this is what happens if you do. You actually get to bounce around, and as long as you're holding down the button, you can go as long as you want. You can climb up or down things. Pretty simple. It references the going up and down the spiral staircase. Another quick reference, neutral air. For a few more basic moves that don't necessarily have any reference, there's down tilt, which is just a little slide. Forward tilt, which is a pretty strong push. Here's down air, which you notice this is an inward sort of spike, which is very unusual for a character to have, which is actually where back air comes in. Back air will turn you around, sort of like Marth's. So you can do that, like do it before you go, then. Now for strong moves. All the strong moves reference the dolphin transformation that happens at the beginning cinematic of the game. So that was forward strong, this is down strong, and this is up strong. Now, neutral special is, this references Mario 128, where Castle Guide will grab the little Mario hat and toss it, and it spawns a little Mario. Currently, these do not do anything, but it will be, they will incorporate the central gimmick of Castle Guide's moveset. There's also down special, which is the, this is the how many coins block from the last segment of the game. And then, of course, there's U special, which references, another reference to Mario 128. And so you just spin out as a pizza, and it's a very odd multi-hitting move, which, if you're really clever about it and don't particularly care about your stocks, you can do something like this. It's very silly. Additionally, a stage for Castle Guide is in development too, being GameCube World. It's going to be a rather large stage, letting you go through several rooms in the castle, though so far, just the dome has been completely sprited. This is the third of my 4 promised GameCube-themed stages, so hope you'll be excited to see it and Castle Guide drop soon, sometime before next year. Now, let's talk about Venom SST from the Cruisin' series. You may have been hearing a lot about Cruisin' recently, as the most recent game, Cruisin' Blast, has finally come to Nintendo Switch just a few days ago. I'm unbelievably excited about that, and so I'm deciding to finally wrap up the Cruisin' content I added to Rivals last year. So far, I have a nearly complete full resprite of Venom SST. It may be a bit hard to tell, but side by side, it's clear that Venom SST is more on model than before, has much better shading, and updated visual effects that are much nicer. On top of this, I'm making several moveset changes that I hope will excite Venom SST players, as well as their opponents. Many of the more wild moves have been rebalanced in some form, which will make them more fair and less volatile than their current incarnation, though there's a couple larger gameplay changes I'd like to highlight right now. First is Venom SST's new jab. You may recall that Beefcake Boy from Cruisin' USA would pop out to jab for Venom SST, but this is no longer the case. I finally figured out how to make a car jab. This new move is much faster, and due to where it lands, it makes a devastating move to initiate combos. It also gets rid of some of the clutter that summon moves can bring, though don't worry, Beefcake Boy will be returning sooner than you think. Though more importantly, Venom SST has a brand new mechanic that utilizes their blast meter. If you have enough blast built up in your canister, you can actually cancel out of your strong attacks, which are the car crashes. This is based on how you can minimize your recoil in Cruisin' World by double tapping gas while you're in a crash, and the visual is based on a new effect seen in Cruisin' Blast. Since all the strong attacks can leave you helpless otherwise, this is an exceptionally powerful use of your resource, but one that makes you need to consider if you'd rather cancel your strong attacks, or save up for the powerful blast attack, which is also one of Venom SST's best recovery tools. There's only a few more things I need to make for Venom SST, and this update should be complete within a few weeks. I'm also happy to announce that I'm working on a Cruisin' stage, which will release alongside this update with a direct style video. Finally, and this is something I imagine will be the most exciting for some folks, I'm happy to announce that Shy Guy, the Fanto and Tweeter buddies, as well as the stage Subcon, will be getting whole new updates. Shy Guy in particular is going to get a massive overhaul, as much like Venom SST, my perspective on fighter design has evolved since I first made him, and I'd really like to give Shy Guy fans the fighter they deserve. After the Cruisin' and GameCube World content is completed, this is what I will be chipping away at. And since it'll probably come up, yes, I do have plans to touch up on my LSD Dream Emulator content as well, though what exactly this entails is not currently something I can clearly define. Also, as my friend Vizard has shown off yesterday, Bullet Bill's home stage, Airship Fortress, is in development. Him handling the coding side of the stage has taken quite the weight off my shoulders, and has allowed me to even have this much to show today. We'll be talking more about it soon, but I hope you're excited nonetheless. Before I end this first video, I'd like to make a bittersweet announcement. Castle Guide will be my last non-OC, solo-developed fighter I'm making for Rivals Workshop. Aside from this, I've been working on my OCs, Stopfany and Jenna and June, and I have 2 more collaboration fighters with Vizard on the way, ending with a solid 10 fighters. I'm planning 1 more OC stage, a stage for each of the collab fighters, and 1 more GameCube era stage I promised. Aside from things I've mentioned earlier, this is all I have left. Frankly, I just feel it's about time to move on to different projects. There's games I'd like to make, stories I want to tell, that I can't possibly give my full attention to when I'm so busy making mods for Rivals. I'll be using Vinya Corners in the future to start to transition towards this as well. I hope you understand, and I'm sorry if this is disappointing for some. But this talk is due for another time. There's still so much to look forward to, and I'm happy and proud to have done it all so far. And I'm always proud to have made so much of my history in being a part of the Rivals Workshop community, having made so many wonderful friends, and helping me see that there's so much more that I'm ready to do. I have much more I'd like to talk about, but I can save all that for another time. I'd like to thank Zetta and his team for setting up the wonderful Workshop 2prints event, and my friend Vizard for helping me get to realize the rest of my modding endeavors, and you, the audience, for caring enough to be here today. It always means the world to me. There's much more to do, so I'll see you all around very soon. Until then, I wish that you have fun. Goodbye!